Hi everybody, and welcome to actually not my greenhouse this time. This is actually in my house. I thought I'd show you some of my indoor plants. So you mostly see my outdoor ones in my greenhouse, which are mostly Saracenas and Droseras. But I've actually got quite a few Nepenthes inside and a few Droseras inside and some Pinguiculas. So I pulled a few of these things off the windowsill just so they could be seen a bit more easily. So I've got quite a crowded tray here. I've got Got a nice one here, which is Rigidifolia crossed with Spectabilis. Dig out one of her pictures. It's got really nice colouring there. Quite a light colour inside compared to the outside, but some really nice speckling on that one. I really like that one. And we move across. This one's not quite spectacular. This is my Gothica. This was one of her traps. She hasn't actually got a current one up at the moment. But it is very nice, especially around the top, which is really quite red. So that's really quite spectacular as well. I've got a little one in here. Let me just check the label on that one. I can't quite read that one. That's a little one I got from the guy I bought all the other ones from. It's a bit early to say what she's going to look like, but as a little seedling, she's doing really nicely at the moment. Oh, actually, here's one of Gothica's. A little less. Oh, but this one again is dying off. The hood is dying off a bit. But again, you can see there's lovely speckling on the actual picture itself, and also she has a really quite red sort of mouth to her on the peristome. Moving across, we've got a Nepenthes maxima. Let's dig out one of her traps. Still quite an early, young trap, but it's a lovely shape. I really like this shape. It differs quite a lot compared to my other sort of pictures and traps. So that one's really nice. She's got another one coming in here, just nestling in there. A couple of nice little twists on the tendril there, which I really like. And somewhere in there is one of her older ones. Moving across a bit, I've got my Densifolia across with Talangensis. She's seen a bit of the sun here. She doesn't need to mind too much. There she is. Now, this is quite a dark trap. It might look like it's over, but actually this is the darkness that they are. It's almost like a quite a dark purple, but it probably doesn't come out particularly well on the camera. But that's really nice. As a sort of a really dark one, that's very nice indeed. There's another one of Maxima's very early little traps. Again, it's a little shape. I like that shape. And finally, as we come over here, we've got my Boschiana cross Grandiflora cross with Boschiana. Now this is absolutely spectacular. I have to zoom out a bit for this. You see how big she is. She's absolutely covered in nectar on the inside of the lid there, and all the way down. You see all these little spots of nectar all the way down the traps. It's absolutely beautiful. There's another really quite sizable one, and she's been so prolific. I mean, all of these are hers. We've got another one of hers in there. Got another one developing here. If we go around the back, we've got another one coming here, so you can see how they start really nicely. And here's another one. So you see how prolifically fantastic she is. She's got a little bit tinged back here. I'd be really interested to know what people think about how red is too red for the leaves. She's got some colouring here on this one. This one's still nice and green. This one's got a little bit of tinging colour, this big obviously to facing the sun. So I'd be really interested to know what people think. That one's got a little bit of tinging as well. So whether that's too much colouring or whether you know, you sort of expect that in some of them to have this sort of colouring. So that's one tray. I shall go and grab another tray and show you that one as well. Here's one of my other trays. So this big guy on the right here, that's just Nepenthes alata. As you can see, she's really ridiculously tall at the moment. I have tried to sort of loop around and around, which has worked up to a point until I forgot to actually do that with some of the new growth. So I'm going to do that now, after I've done this. She's doing alright. It's a fairly basic one. You get a lot of these in garden centres. She's got quite nice traps. Vary in size. She does drop a lot of nectar, I find. But otherwise, yeah, quite a nice plant. Seems to be quite tolerant of really quite sunny windowsills, I must admit. So she doesn't do too badly on this one. I've got a little hookeriana here. Tiny little traps at the moment. Let's see if I can grab one out. So she's only got very small little traps at the moment. She's getting there. She's growing a bit. She seems to be quite a slow grower, but we'll get there eventually. I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong, but this is a really nice one I've got as well. Now, let's see if I can pronounce this one. Aristolochodes crossed with Spectabilis. Okay. I think I probably got that wrong, but this is a really, really nice one. It's a lovely shape. It's got almost like sort of slightly matte colouring on the outside of her traps. She's got a beautiful peristome there, really dark, really sort of nectar covered, and lovely, lovely shape. And that's probably one of her big traps at the moment. That's really nice. Up to now they've been sort of this sort of size, a little bit smaller. They're still really, really nice. She's got a few more coming back there. She's doing really nice. I really like that one. This little one here is actually two little cuttings I've done of my bigger Bloody Mary. There's two in the pot there. They've started to sprout from the cuttings, so I'm going to leave it a little bit longer. Then I'm going to carefully pot those up into new compost. At the moment they're just sat in perlite. I've actually got a video where I'll put a card some on the top there on how I do my Nepenthes cuttings. I actually just do them into perlite. I find that works really well because you can get them out of the perlite really easily. When I tried it with sphagnum moss, I found it really difficult to actually tease them out without breaking roots and things. Oh, here's another one of those beautiful traps just developing. And then over here on this left hand side we've got my Bill Bailey, and this in terms of colour is truly spectacular, and that is really, really dark, and she's dripping nectar down here, but it's absolutely beautiful. Really, really nice one, this one. Not quite so dark, this one, a little bit lighter, but again really, really beautiful. And there's another one round there. Again, she's got another one all the way around the back there. Really spectacular colour. And she's got some lovely new ones coming as well. One I missed was actually this one here, which is actually a cutting of that one. As you can see, she's already got the bigger plants, beautiful dark traps there. So yeah, that's just a little cutting of the bigger one. I'll be back with a few more in a moment. And here's another tray. This one's mostly alata, so there's quite a few tall ones here. There was actually a taller one. It was this one that I've taken about a metre long vining off it, and I've chopped that up to take some cuttings. So now it looks a lot better. I might do the same to this one because this has got a quite nice basil growth coming out here, and this bit's getting a bit straggly, but some quite nice tall ones. Some nice pictures coming, fairly basic ones like I said, but it's still a nice plant. I like it. And then the other main one I've got in here is my Bloody Mary, who's got some really, really nice blood red traps here. Quite a decent size. Not quite as big as the one off my mum's plant, which I took this cutting off a few years ago. I mean, hers were about twice this size, some of the traps, but it's really nice. I like this one. It's got lovely colouring. The leaves are also tinging up quite a bit red here. Again, I don't know whether I should be concerned about this. The plant doesn't seem to mind. It seems to keep it's developing perfectly happy new traps off really red leaves. So, I'm going to, until it shows some other signs of distress, the new leaves are all nice and green. It's just the older ones that are sort of get around the edge. There are quite a few ones I've got that tend to have, they tend to be quite red around the midrib anyway. So I'm going to, like I say, give some comments below if you think this is too red. But otherwise, she's doing really, really well. Let's go and find another tray on another windowsill. And this is my final tray of Nepenthes. So this is mostly Nepenthes Linda. This is the main plant. And these are some of the cuttings. Main one's got quite a nice couple of basil growths coming here, so I might take those off at some point. She's got two main shoots, and also this side shoot here, which was vining. I took a load of cuttings off, probably most of these, and then it decided to sprout out the top of the sort of the woody stem. So I'm just doing an experiment trying to air layer it. So I've stuffed this full of sphagnum moss, tied it round, put a bag around it, put some foil around it just to keep the sun off it, and we'll see if it roots. So I cut the stem a bit to cut the cambium layer, so we'll see if this roots. It'll be interesting if it does. And then my final one is my absolutely gorgeous Orcantlii ventricosa, who has absolutely stunningly large traps. I mean, that is just really, really gorgeous. You can see, how big it is compared to my hand. Got beautiful colour inside there, lovely peristome. And that is just really, really beautiful. And she's huge. I mean, she's kicking out so many. That was her last really big one. I think like as big as the latest one. But then she's got another one just opening up here. Absolutely beautiful. Right, I'll go find something different to show you on a different windowsill now. I've also got quite a few Pinguiculas on the windowsills. Obviously it's a bit too hot for them in the greenhouse. So this tray is mostly Emigenata crossed with Zakira, and it produces some absolutely gorgeous little flowers with little pink flecking. There's also a Vulgaris there. So I've got loads of little seedlings here, and I've got a few Pinguicula tina, which are also very nice. I've got some more of those in another tray I'll show you in a moment. Some of these are doing pretty well, others are looking a bit scrappy. A few recently got some blooming green fly on them, so I've had to pick those off, but hopefully they'll start to recover. I'll go and get the other trays as well. Here we go, here's some more Pinguiculas. So got another nice big Imaginata there with lots of little flowers on. There we are, very sweet little flowers on this one. I've got a rotundifolia. A couple of plants actually died, but I managed to save a couple of the leaves, so you might just be able to see in the centre there's a tiny little sprout from one of the leaves. I managed to stuff in the soil. Hopefully it'll come back. And then we've got mostly, like I say, mostly Tinas here. Some really quite nice ones. That one's been having a moth by the look of it. Oh, and that's got a moth. But mostly they are really good at picking off the fungus gnats, which are these tiny little flies stuck to them. So it's great if you have these in between other plants that get fungus gnats. And then these three at the bottom here, they are Pinguicula wesser. So I've got a few of those. Slightly darker foliage than the Tinas, and still very nice. So that's mostly all the Pinguiculas I've got. I've got a few leaf pullings, or accidental leaf pullings from, I think, my Tinas. I've got another tray somewhere, but I don't want to bother showing you those. So I'll grab the last of the trays, which will be some Droseras. So here's the last of the trays I've got inside. These are mostly rosette sundews. So I've got Drosera there. Big mass of them. I should try and split that at some point. That's probably a little Venusta in there. I've got a load of Drosera Venustas, which I do really like. They're really nice. They have massive flower stalks. There's a few Bonatas in here. Got most of them in the greenhouse, but this had a little spatulata in it, which was not looking very happy, so I brought it in here. And I got a little spatulata of some description there. I'm not entirely sure which one that is at the moment. I need to work that out. Let's say we've got a load of Venustas. Back there we've got spatulata tamlin. Not quite as round spoon shaped as some of the other spatulatas, but it's really nice. Some more Venustas. A little less happy Venusta there. It's gone very red for some reason. I do find these ones, especially Venusta, does not really like the greenhouse. It's just too hot in there. And they tend to do this sort of thing. They tend to go just really red and lose all their sticky. Whereas a lot of sundews like Nepenthes, the hotter the better as far as they're concerned. Whereas others, the one right next to it, is looking absolutely gorgeous. That one's died off, but there's a little one there. And then we've got some Drosera finis, which have little oblongy leaves. Trying to get hold of one. They're doing okay. I think they've got a bit of green fly at the moment, so I need to go and pick through those. I did tie them up a while ago. The problem is they seem to get green fly, especially on the flower stalks. And then the other one I've got, it's going to be a little bit difficult to see this. It's my Drosera Adele. Now this one likes a lot more humidity, so I've got her actually sat in a fishbowl with a lid on. She's been enjoying it. She does really well in here. Like I say, she's a little bit difficult to see. She's flowering at the moment. Not exciting flowers, but different than the same. So I hope that was an interesting excursion around some of the plants I've got inside. You usually just see the ones I have in my greenhouse, but I do have quite a few inside as well. So yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and a like. And do subscribe to my channel for more content like this. And I'll probably be doing next video probably from the greenhouse to show you how all the plants have developed since the spring and the early growth. So yeah, thank you for watching.